Hey, so what is going on, everyone? It is me, Mr. Mario, and today I'm going to be bringing you all a commentary over Halo 5, talking about Halloween. So, happy Halloween to anyone. To anybody who does not know what Halloween is, it is a time where younger kids and children and all that get to go around and knock on people's doors dressed up as scary or funny type things, just dressed up as something. They ask trick or treat, they get free candy, hopefully, or they might get a treat of some kind, or both. But then if you're in the teenage area, depending how old you are, you might be in this weird part of life where it's not cool to go trick or treating, so you don't really know what to do because you can't really party too much either, and you're just not 100% sure of what exactly is expected of you. And then if you're an adult, you either do nothing, do something, or party. So it's something for almost everyone. But I'm going to be talking about a little experience right here. Now, the reason why I'm doing this is because last year for Halloween, I did a Halloween commentary where I talked about a possible spooky ghost thing that happened to me. I'll link that video down below in the description and at the end of this video right here in case you all are interested in that, because I legitimately do not know what exactly could be explained from that. It could be ghosts, it could be overactive imagination, I have no idea. I'll let you all be the judge of that. But I figured I would make a commentary this year for Halloween about something a little more lighthearted. And I'm going to be talking about the time I was a fairy godparent, or a fairly odd parent. Because what happened was a friend and I ended up dressing up as Cosmo and Wanda, and it was pretty fun. It is the last time, it was the last time I did dress up of any kind. I dressed up as a character or anything, and the first and last time I technically kind of did a cosplay of some kind. So this is what happened, right? If you look on screen, this is my friend Sierra and I. I was Cosmo, she was Wanda, of course, and the original idea, I don't even know how it really started, but I went to high school with her. We got to be really good friends in senior year of high school, and then this was our freshman year of college. So this story is about 4 years old now at this point. Somehow we started talking about old shows and old cartoons that we liked, and we were talking about the Fairly Odd Parents, and we both really enjoyed that show. And then I think it was me or her, or I don't know, but one of us had the idea of going as Cosmo and Wanda to the Rocky Horror Picture Show, which I'm going to explain what that is as well too. Now, what also happened was there was also going to be a third friend who wanted to be Poof, and Poof was the baby in the series. Now, I stopped watching the series long before that, so I had no idea Poof was even a thing, and he was wanting to go around and be Poof with us and all that, and really all he needed was a pink hat, from what I understand. Although, knowing my friend, pretty much what he did was he just said he was going to do it, and said he was going to do it, and said he was going to do it, and he never got the hat or did anything, and he didn't come with us, so yeah, it was just her and I, which I think the cosplay and the whole pairing was better that way because everyone knew who we were. So this is what ended up happening, right? We decided to go see the Rocky Horror Picture Show, which I had never seen before. But this is not just a normal viewing of it. No. This was a midnight for the Rocky Horror Picture Show, which happened sometime around Halloween. It wasn't Halloween, but it was sometime around Halloween. And for anybody that does not know what a midnight showing is for the Rocky Horror Picture Show, I'll explain it kind of in my words and the words that I was explained as well there too, because I've been there twice and it's a fun experience, and if you ever have the opportunity to go, I highly recommend going. So you go there, it's normally at like 10 or 10:30, and the show itself starts at 12, and you end up going there, and there are people who are watching the movie for the first time who are virgins, so they get a V plastered on them somewhere, and then you get auctioned off to other people for vile, disgusting, disturbing things. Sometimes they're there, sometimes they're not. Then when you get auctioned off to someone else, they teach you all the movie cues. So for example, at some point you have to throw toilet paper when somebody yells Great Scott. There's other times you have to throw rice. There's other things you have to do as well too. And every single showing is different, and it's regional as well too. But there's also sometimes, there will be a dress-up contest as well, where people, for this, because it was close to Halloween, people were dressing up as pretty much like everything. So, for example, we were the Fairly Odd Parent. There was Shell from Portal, I want to say. Faith from Mirror's Edge. There was a zombie who did nothing but moan. There were like 4 or 5 guys who were dressed up completely in black, like black suits, black everything. They had black spandex, completely covering them from head to toe. So I actually talked to one of the guys, and he was like, Yeah, can you see my friends? Because I'm here with 4 other guys who are completely blacked out, and I can't see anything. So people were dressing up as anything, but a lot of people dress up as characters from the movie itself. Now, the film itself was a commercial flop when it first came out. It didn't make any sense. People didn't know what to make of it. It was really weird and just honestly pretty fucked up. And it's not, everyone says it's a bad movie. Like, we recognize it is a bad movie. It's enjoyable as well, too, but I'll say this. I've only seen it twice, and both times I've watched it at the midnight showings of it. I've never really had desire to watch it, elsewhere. I've said I was going to, but I just never did, so it's all good. But this is also a film where it is an interactive experience, so people will be shouting lines at the screen, kind of like talking and having a back and forth conversation with the movie, and it sounds really weird, and it is, but it's also so fun at the same time. But it's overwhelming the first time you go, because if you're like me, you go there not expecting a damn thing, and my friend actually had more experience than me because she had seen the movie multiple times, but never in a midnight showing state. So this is what ends up happening, right? We decided to plan our costumes together, so she did most of the work. She was completely awesome with this, and I myself, I pretty much wore what I had worn to prom, where I just wore a white dress shirt, a black tie, black pants, and I believe I was wearing just black skater shoes. I didn't wear dress shoes at the time. And then I went and I got the spray paint type stuff for hair, so I painted her hair pink, she painted mine green. It worked out like that. Now, she also made us wands, wings, and crowns as well, too, that were set up so they can, like, float above our head as well. And if you looked at it from a distance, it just looked like it was kind of suspended there, which was really cool. So she had done a bunch of cosplay and all. She was really familiar with that, and I trusted her with it. Then she also, picked out her own clothes, but she picked out stuff that was Wanda's. So, black shoes, black pants, and a yellow shirt. So this is what happens. I go ahead, I get dressed, she got dressed, she came over to my place, we had to paint each other's hair and then get set up and everything. I think when I got in the car, I was not wearing my wings, but I had everything else on, and then I drove us over to the show that was hosted at our local university. When I got out, we went up to the place where it was all being hosted, and then we were both versions to this type of experience, so we both got V's on our cheeks. But what happened was there were a lot of people there, and we also didn't really want to get split up, so we were like, you know what, let's just not do this. So we kind of just rubbed the V's off of our cheeks, but shh, don't tell anyone. Now, after the MC had done all of her introductions and everything, let's go ahead and fast forward to the point where we were doing the whole competition with, our costumes and all that. The costume competition is what I'm trying to say. So she said, okay, we have a lot of people here that are dressed up. Everyone come up here, come to the front of the stage. We are going to be doing the costume competition. So what happened was we get there and we're kind of like in the back because this stage was overflowing. Like, there was just an abundance of people who were there, and they even had to auction off. When they did this, when they auctioned off all the virgins, they had to do it in like groups because they said there were way too many people to do it in a timely fashion and do it individually. I know it sounds messed up. It is. Trust me, it is. There's no way I can, make this sound any less messed up. So what happens is the MC, she's being all snarky and everything. She is such a great person. I know her a little bit personally as well, too, and we've talked a few times here and there, but she's just being snarky and all that. She's making fun of people, but all in good taste at the same time so that everybody is in on the joke and everybody's just having a really fun time there. Now, she's, picking people, and one thing I was disappointed with was the people who were Faith and Shell, she just immediately booted them off the stage. Like, when she got to them, she's like, no, I don't like you, you're gone. And I was so disappointed because I'm like, man, I like Portal and Mirror's Edge, but she doesn't play video games, I'm sure, so that would explain why. But what happened was, the stage is just dwindling in people, right? And there were the last group of people, like we were like in like the one of the last waves. But when she comes over to us, she was just like, okay, you all are staying here. And that's all. She just moves on. And then what happened was, I think she was like picking people because she picked who was winning, like who was going to progress and who wasn't. And she said, okay, anybody who is not progressed, who is not picked, please leave the stage. So I'm like, oh, we weren't picked. So I start walking off and she's like, no, Cosmo, get back there. Get back. I did not say you could leave the stage. You're staying on stage. So we hadn't done our introductions, right? She was just kind of glazing over all the people at first, but then everyone is doing their introductions. And then when she gets to us, because, people are saying like rowdy things, everyone's laughing, all this other stuff. What ends up happening is then she gets over to us and she was just like, okay, who are you guys? And I said, I'm Cosmo. My friend said, I'm Wanda. And then the MC was just like, see, these are the Fairly Godparents. And there was just like a silence across this entire auditorium. It's a big auditorium. This was the weirdest part of the night, right? Because I wasn't expecting this at all. And I say this because, you know, at this point, people were always like yelling at others and all that. But there was just dead silence for like 1 or 2 seconds. Then just a collective, aww. And then everyone just starts clapping. Everyone's clapping. So we got to say, you know, our first names there as well, too. And the funny thing is, like, I didn't have any stage fright. I was pretty comfortable being up on stage. But my friend Sierra, and it's really weird, when she's around us, like when she's around friends, she's really rowdy, really loud, all that. When she's on camera, she opens up a little bit more as well, too. But for some reason, when she's on stage, whether it be this event or a public speaking event or anything like that, she starts talking faster and she kind of clams up and she starts getting like red-faced and everything. So she starts letting out a few details that didn't really need to be let out at the time. Now, see, to sum up the details of what happened, she asked if we were dating each other. Both of us said no. She asked if we were dating anyone else. We said no. And then Sierra also had to drop, I don't know why she did it, but this is what happens when she gets nervous, she dropped that we went to prom together. So then, the MC wasn't having any of that. She takes the shoebox, and she's like, okay, Cosmo, hold this. I had no idea what was in the shoebox. Then, she takes a Barbie doll, lays it down on the box, takes a Ken doll, and she's like, okay, you two, watch, do this. And she starts slamming them on top of each other crudely like they're having sex. Everyone's laughing, I'm laughing, the MC's doing her own thing, and then Sierra's just utterly embarrassed at this. So from what I remember, we were like the last like 2 or 3 people on stage, something like that, and they didn't give us any clear winners, but we had gotten to see the other prizes of what everyone else got, and she just said, okay, you two get what's in the shoebox, go ahead and get off stage. So we were some of the winners there. Now, unofficially, I like to think that we were number 1 because when I got back to our seat, I went ahead, or seats, excuse me, I opened up the shoebox, and this was what was inside of there, and I still have that lamp somewhere, but it was a film-type lamp, like one of the old-style, like stereotypical Hollywood cinema cameras, or, you know, camcorders, film recorders, anything like that, that took actual legitimate film. We got one of those in lamp form. Now, I thought it was really cool, and Sierra's like, well, you're the person who makes videos and movies and all that stuff, so I think you should have it because you can appreciate it a lot more than I can, and I definitely did. I actually went home immediately that night, and I ended up hooking it up next to my desk, so I had it there for quite a while. Now, that was pretty much all that happened, so in short, you know, we decided to be the Fairly Odd Parents, went to this place, warmed everyone's hearts up, and got a pretty kick-ass lamp all at the same time. So let me know what your favorite Halloween experiences have been, or what you guys are going to be doing, and if you guys are doing anything outside, whether it be partying or getting free candy or both, be sure to stay safe tonight. Anyways, this is Mr. Mario signing off. Thank you all for watching, everyone.